Well guys, we're just a few hours away from the RTX 3090 launch and things aren't looking too great for Nvidia already. Also, we're going to talk about whether the 3090 is right for you or not. If you do enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more tech and gaming content. We are only 7 subscribers away from 200, so hit that subscribe button to support the channel. With all that said though, let's get right into the video. So the RTX 3090 launches tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time. That would be 9 a.m. Eastern time and 8 a.m. Central time. This is the exact same time that the 3080 launched last week, so we'll be sure to check that out and have a follow-up video to the launch tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. The big story here is Nvidia apologizing for the low stock already ahead of the launch. In a recent blog post, Nvidia stated, quote, "Since we built GeForce RTX 3090 for a unique group of users, like the Titan RTX before it, we want to apologize upfront that this will be a limited supply on launch day." It's very interesting to see that they are being upfront about this and being honest with the community, probably as a response to the failure of the 3080 launch. Nvidia also confirmed that the RTX 3090 only offers 10 to 15% performance increases in 4K gaming compared to the 3080. In the same blog post, Nvidia stated, quote, "For 4K gaming, the GeForce RTX 3090 is about 10 to 15% faster on average than the GeForce RTX 3080 and up to 50% faster than the Titan RTX." This is confirmation of information that was leaked last week, and it's odd to see that Nvidia is confirming this right before the launch. You would think that they would try to stray away from this damning stat, since it seems to be a big turnoff for the average gamer. With all this information out now, the big question is, who is the RTX 3090 for then? Well, I would say, like Nvidia said, there's a very small group of people that the 3090 is made for. Mainly gamers that are looking to game in 8K in the near future, or now, like Linus, or maybe video editors that handle large video formats like 8K footage, like Linus, or even enthusiasts that need the highest end hardware available to them so they can have the most overhead as possible, like Linus. All jokes aside, the really big question is, should you buy a 3090 or not? This really is the $1,000,000 question. Is it worth for the average consumer to shell out the large sum of $1,500 US for a card that for 4K gaming is only going to give you a marginal benefit over the 3080. With that in mind, here are the scenarios where you should or shouldn't buy the RTX 3090. Do not buy a 3090 if you're going to game at 1080p for the foreseeable future, and I'm talking the next 2 years or so. There is no reason to grab one of these cards if all you're trying to do is game at 1080p. There are tons of cards on the market right now that will do 1080p just fine for cheap. The RTX 3070 is looking to be marketed at a 1440p card, so I would just save your money or go buy a 2060 or just wait for the 3070. Do not buy the 3090 if you're not thinking about 8K gaming when it becomes more mainstream. This one's pretty straightforward. Nvidia wants this card to be the 8K king of the future. If you are sold on 4K and that's where you think your sweet spot is for the next few years, save your money and keep trying for the 3080. Do buy the 3090 if you're in need of something that can handle 8K rendering. Obviously, if someone that creates lots of high-res content, the 3090 will definitely aid you in your types of workloads. Whether it's running 8K footage because you're creating an independent film that'll be highly criticized after you sell it to Netflix, or maybe make indie games. Either way, if you fit here, the 3090 is for you. Do buy it if you see yourself upgrading to 8K when it becomes more available. This one is really straightforward. If you have tons of money and will be buying an 8K TV when it become more accessible, then this is the card for you and probably be the only option to drive 8K. I know Microsoft and Sony are saying their next-gen consoles will be able to do 8K at some point. I really don't think they'll be able to do 8K 60. We've already seen that the 3090 can do 8K 60 in games like Doom Eternal. Linus put up a video to that. Definitely, if 8K is an option for you coming up, then the 3090 is for you. With all that said, will the RTX 3090 fail? Honestly, yeah, it's going to be a big failure. It's not going to fail because the card itself isn't powerful, but rather because 8K gaming is not an obtainable option for most gamers. I would even be able bet to say the vast majority will not be using 8K anytime soon. 4K itself is still not the industry standard. The majority of gamers are still at 1080p or 1440p. The biggest reason isn't just that but because of Nvidia themselves. Recently, we saw the 3080 Super leak that should be launching with 20 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. That comes super close to the 24 gigabytes of GDDR6 in the 3090, making the 3090 even more useless for the average gamer. Now, for most people, they may be wondering, will Nvidia launch more 3080s tomorrow morning at the same time as the 3090? My gut reaction is yes. I think they will quietly open up orders for the 3080 tomorrow morning alongside the 3090, considering that scalpers will be trying to pick up the limited stock of the 3090s. They won't realize that the 3080 is available to buy. Well, that's going to do it for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to give it a like, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more tech and gaming content, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. I'm Icy Ice Cube, and I am out.